Hello, my name is David Webb and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. I have shovers. And shroves also may be good. I don't think there's anything to choose between them. And I draw the J. I don't have a bingo, but there will be various words I can play. Jitter is good, tri-jet is good. So I've got tri-jets in column 3. Which is where my opponent has played. I've got jig in column 4. That's interesting. It keeps a duplicate T. But let's have a look at the score. That's 39 points. So can I score more than 39 points? Or close to 39 points and play off the T? If I play the T along with the J, I'm likely to retain the G. And I think I'd rather have a duplicate T than a G. Well, I've got 3 pairs of duplicate tiles, but these are high probability tiles, so I may well have a bingo on my rack. There's a lot of floaters in shovers. It can be quite difficult to spot bingos when you have a lot of duplicate tiles. Can't see anything through the... Frettier. I think Frettier is good, and that's playable through the first F of quiffs. I think that's good. I have a slight doubt, but I will be trying it or playing it if I can't see a better bingo. So I just need to go through the floaters in shovers. I can't see a bingo with the H or the O. Well, I'm wondering if riveter can be played with 2 T's. Not sure about that. I don't think it can. That doesn't quite look right. I know it's playable with 1 T. Can't see anything through the E. Well, the E and the R are both triplicating letters on my rack. And that leaves the S, which is quite promising. So if I had an I-E-S-T ending word, it would be terriest. Sometimes when you say a non-word in your mind, it can trigger the correct word. But I'm not. Well, there may be something there through the S, but I think even if there is, that Frettier is going to be better. Assuming that Frettier is good, and I think it is. Let's find out. Now, I have 6 consonants, which isn't good. But were there to be a floating I would have kettling. Great, the move was challenged. It is good. That's 5 more points for me, or 5 fewer points for my opponent. I've now got a 128 point lead. opponent only gets 17, which is good. I can see that I can play Knelt across here, and this certainly Helps to sort out the rack. Doesn't open too much up for my opponent. Scores 28 points. There aren't many other places on the board to consider. Well, fewer and fewer vowels, none at all now. But I don't think this is going to be a problem. I've got the word gym, which I can play. That plays at G10. My opponent may well open up something. TYG is also a valid word, and that plays at I9. My opponent's changed, so he hasn't opened up anything. So can I do better than Jim or Tig? I do want to play off 3 tiles rather than 2 because I want to increase my chances of drawing a vowel. Well, there are 2 interesting looking vowels in column 5. Just wondering if there's a double available. So a word like melon would play there. There may be something there. I'd certainly want to play off 1 or 2 of G, M and Y. Well, Gemot is good. I'd actually like to play off all 3 of G, M and Y. Because high-scoring tiles usually require vowels to get the most out of them, and there just aren't vowels available on this board. I'm just hesitating because if there is a double in column 5, that would almost certainly be the best play. Well, I can't see it, so what I'm considering is Jim. This isn't particularly dangerous, although it does open up the triple word square at H15. My opponent's unlikely to score a lot from that spot. And I am obstructing the floating T in Nelt. I don't like keeping 4 consonants. The L, the N and the T don't go particularly well together. If any of those get duplicated, I'm probably not going to have many high scoring options open to me. Well, I am hesitating. This doesn't feel like it's the best move. It's the leave which is bugging me. That's a poor leave, and I'm only getting 13 points for Jim, which is really not very many. The other possibility would be playing down in column 12. I can't see a way of playing through the T and playing off several tiles. Okay, thinking time over. I'm fortunate I draw a couple of vowels and I don't duplicate any of my consonants. Do I have a bingo? I'm probably quite close. I can't see a 7. Can't see a 7-letter bingo. So I've got the floaters in shovers to consider, and also now in hazed, which includes an E. Can't see anything through that E. Nothing through the Z. The D is a duplicate and I can't see anything anyway. Just looking at the other floaters in shovers and there's nothing helpful there. So let's have a look at this. OD is 23 points. The leave isn't great. It would be much nicer to play off the L or the N. Just wondering if I can do that, because I could put the D here. Well, let's just put this back up here and consider it. Just wondering if I can play down from E5. I don't think so, because the O something O letter pattern isn't particularly common. And that is terrific. I have definitely got a bingo now. I've got East Lynn in row B at B8. I've got Salient at G13 making gyms. I've got Retinals at H8 coming down onto the triple word square. I was pretty fortunate with that pickup. LINST isn't a great leave, and AE was the perfect pickup. Allanite, it's a nice bingo for my opponent. Okay, so what are the bingos beginning with R at H8, because that is the best lane available, so it's the only one I need to consider. So Retinals is good, but that places the S on O8. Reinstall is better. Yeah, so the S is not available to pluralise a 7-letter bingo, and that's 77. I draw the X. I have 5 vowels, but that's okay, because vowels go well with the really high scoring tiles. Ixora is good, that plays at J8. Ah, look at B10, triple letter square. I can play Ox at B9 for more than 50 points. That's good. It only uses 1 vowel, so I'm taking 4 vowels into my next move, but when you're looking at a score of 50 points, that's okay. If I wanted to, I could play Axe, which plays off an extra vowel, but retains duplicate O. And it also opens up the triple word square at A15, so I may not wish to do that. Hopefully that spot will stay open. There are plenty of opportunities for scoring on this board. Sometimes there's only 1 or 2 hot spots, but that's not the case on this board. There's many. I can't use the triple word square at H15. I'm just looking around to see what I will play if the Ox spot is blocked. I certainly won't be able to score anything like as much. Oxo is probably the best play in terms of rack leave. I can't see a way of playing the X, the O and the A apart from Ixora, but Ixora just doesn't score well. 14 points, that's quite poor. Oxo at M9 is going to score a lot more. 25, I think. I could also play Oxo at L3 for 23. Just looking around to see if there's anything else I've overlooked. I don't have to play the X straight away. Ah, my lovely spot has been taken. Now I could put the X at D12, but I can't see a way of playing any other tiles with it, so that's not good. Ah, what a shame. This has made my task a lot harder. Well, maybe it hasn't, because I haven't seen anything as good as Oxo. I certainly want to play off one of the O's. Just looking to see if anything plays down from the Y or the M of Jim. And I can't see anything. And I am ahead, and Oxo takes out 4 really good floaters, so it has some strategic value. And that's pretty good. It's 5 vowels, but there are 5 vowel bingos. Do I have one? I don't think I do. The floaters now are just the N of reinstall and the Y and the M of Jim. I don't have any scoring tiles, but what's good about this rack is that I should be able to play off a couple of vowels and leave myself with a really good rack leave for next go. The downside is that I probably won't be able to score very much. I could play Aero at H12 for 20 points, that's not bad. But I note that there's only 3 E's in the bag, so I don't want to play off my E too lightly. Now a play of AIA would leave me with Rose. That would be quite a good rack leave. There are no S's in the bag, but there are 2 blanks. I was thinking about playing AIA at D12 to enable me to play my S in column 15, but with 2 blanks unseen, there's a reasonable chance my opponent has got one of them. I note that Zoe takes an A front hook, but I don't want to play a Rose because that would be playing off my S too cheaply. And I can't play AIA in that spot. I could play Via and Zoa, that's interesting, keeping AEORS. I don't normally like keeping 3 vowels and 2 consonants, but there aren't that many vowels in the bag. And that would be 22 points. So what else do I have which keeps my E? Can't see a way of using the triple word square at A15. Well, actually I could play Aria there, keeping EOS. That's not bad, but the R is quite a useful tile. That would be 19 points. Just wondering if there's anywhere I can play just the A and the O, because that would leave raise, which is a really good 5-letter leave. They would have to score about 20 points to justify playing it instead of via. I can't see anywhere. It's not a 2-letter word either as AO or OA, so I am looking to play it through a tile on the board. I've got 9.5 minutes left. There are 24 tiles in the bag and 7 on my opponent's rack, so I'm not in any time trouble. My opponent has used a similar amount of time, which has given me some extra thinking time. So if via is blocked, do I play aria? Now I could play AIA at H11. It doesn't reach across to the triple word square, but I am getting value out of the Y and the M. Only 14 points though. And I would be opening up column 14 for bingos ending with an S. I think I should probably assume that my opponent has got a blank, and I should not be providing opportunities for him to play bingos, because I'm 150 points ahead, and the only way he can win is getting a couple of bingos. And certainly if he were to play one, he could draw the second blank, and there are opportunities on this board. So I need to avoid providing easy opportunities for him to play a bingo. I suspect, given the time he spent on this move, that he may be close to a bingo. If he's got both blanks, he may be struggling to find one. Just looking around at the board to see if there are any areas that I haven't considered in respect of my current rack. I could play AIA at J7. That doesn't score very much. 27 points for my opponent. He hasn't opened up any new lanes. Well, I could play AIA at K11 down, but that's only 12 points. I think I prefer 22 points here. That's pretty good. No duplicate tiles, 4 consonants, 3 vowels. That's a promising rack. Through a T I would have Terra Ohms. Now there are 4 bingos through the N of reinstall, but I'm not sure that any of them go. There's Menoras, Ramnos, Horseman and Shoreman. So that doesn't work. There is a bingo lane for a 7-letter bingo in column 13, but I can't see a 7-letter bingo. Okay, so I've got the R and the E as floaters to consider. I can't see anything through either. 15 tiles in the bag. I'm 100 points ahead. That score of 44 has really helped my opponent. So I'm really looking to score and Well, do I need to block the floaters in Yar? What I'm looking at is playing Homer. Up here it completely wrecks the rack. But the score of 43 points is good. And it retains the S. And by scoring 43 points, what I'm doing is increasing the likelihood that I will win in the event of my opponent playing a bingo. If I close down the yeah floaters for, say, 15 points, it's possible my opponent could nevertheless play a bingo and catch me. But Homer makes that far less likely. Now, is there a better word than Homer in the same spot? I don't think so. Looking at the letters that are left, I think AS is fine. Ooh, that's not good. It's not good, but look at the letters that are left. They're not good either. There are no A's, there's no E's, no T's, no S's. I think there are 2 blanks, but I think this game is going to draw to a slow conclusion. Well, I guess if my opponent had the best of the remaining tiles, he could well play a bingo through the R and the E, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, I think that's good. So looking at the scores, he's still 70 points behind. Look at the tiles that are left. He does not have a bingo with those tiles. So I don't have a particular need to leave one tile in the bag. So I'm really looking around at the board to see what is available. And there isn't very much. I've got just under 6 minutes left. The only scoring tile is a C, the 3 A's isn't good, and the U isn't good. I've got causa, causey, source, but the problem on this board is that there's nowhere to play them. The B of unprobed looks like it may be promising. Gosh, this is a tricky rack to deal with. The game should be won, but it isn't won until it's won. AUA is good. Well, this feels hugely suboptimal. I think it takes an S though, in which case it could be a good play. But I'm actually providing a very easy opportunity for my opponent to score. He's going to almost certainly have a W or a V. So I don't want to make it too easy for him to score well. This feels terrible. Aura for 6 points, that feels pretty tragic. Gosh. I'm going to bite the bullet on that. And I do have encased and candies. There are no openings on the board for a 7-letter bingo. There may be a 10-letter bingo through lot or axe. But that would be very tricky to spot. I can play in column 3 where my opponent has just played. Wow takes an S at the end. So I could play Cassian. Now my opponent's got a C and a V on his rack. It may be possible to stick him with one of those. Now I'm looking in column 2 to see if I can play parallel to wow. Wed takes an A in front and W only takes an A, so I can't stretch from the triple letter down to the double word square. I'm just briefly considering lot because candies is a pretty balanced rack. Well, I can't see anything. Just wondering if I played cad down here. Then I could play sign at 01 across, and I'm not opening it for my opponent, although my opponent's got the I. He can't play the V or the C in that spot, and cad is 23 points. Now if my opponent blocks that, I've got binds at K12, so I'm certainly going out. It's possible my opponent can go out with his rack. I hadn't exhausted that possibility. I don't think he can. There's no 4-letter words with his letters. Vicar is a 5 and Vraic is a 5. I can play sign at L11 underneath probed and parallel to it. That would be much better than playing binds. Can't see where my opponent is going to play. Well, he's got 11 points, that's not very many. So I can play sign across here, and that's 22 points. Just waiting for my opponent to formally end the game. Which he does. And the final score is 476 to 383, so a reasonably comfortable victory. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. Shovers and shroves were both good. Jig, yep, that was the best play. Frettier was the only bingo. Knelt looks like it's the best play, certainly the highest scoring. Oh, my poor opponent, look at that, 7 vowels. That is pretty unpleasant. Well, Gemini, what a nice word. I didn't know that. Gemini for 24. Yeah, I think that was better than Jim. Having only 3 vowels, 3 consonants rather, is a lot better than 4, and LST is a good combination, so I think Gemini was the play on this move. Ooh, missed bingo. Lentoids. Gosh, certainly should have spotted that, so that is remiss. What did I play? Gosh, maybe my play didn't even make it into this top 10 list. No, it didn't. Okay, well that was a bad miss. And I played reinstall for 77. I could have got 2 more points by pluralizing Jim with salient, so I probably should have considered that. Oxer at H12. Ah, so I could have reached the triple word square with that, and 41 points is a lot. So, yeah, I think that would have been a better play. Now, on this rack, this is where I played Via for 22. I could have got 33, but I would have played off my S, so I think actually Via is reasonable. It's not obviously inferior to any of the moves shown. Homer, the highest scoring play, and can't see anything better, and there were no bingos, which is good. Now, this is where, well, I've no idea what I played here. Let's quickly go on. Oh gosh, yes, well, not surprising that didn't show up on the list. Aura for 6 points compared to 34 for Misa. Oh, Misa and Alanites, yeah, that would have been nice. And Cabined at B8. Oh, look at that. That would have been really good, making Aku, Anne, me and Ed. That would have been a really nice score, and the leave of INS is good as well. And finally, Sign was the best outplay. So, an interesting game, a missed bingo. Always annoying when that happens, but it is unavoidable. Sometimes you do just miss them, so you shouldn't beat yourself up about it too much. Anyway, I hope I spot Lentoids next time it is available to play. So a number of interesting positions in that game. I hope you enjoyed watching it. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.